India is currently experiencing a remarkable phase of the 20s. Just last week, India proudly hosted the G20 Summit in New Delhi. Adding to the excitement, the Nifty index achieved a historic milestone by soaring to an all-time high of 20,000 points. In this video, we'll delve into India's pivotal role as the host of the G20 Summit and highlight some of the key outcomes of this momentous event. Additionally, we'll take a closer look at the incredible journey of Nifty, which reached the mega milestone of 20,000 points amid global challenges, exploring the contribution of various sectors and the resilience of the India's financial sector. Let's begin. You're watching Informed Investor, the third umpire, and initiated by Research and Ranking. The benchmark Nifty just broke through the 20,000 mark for the first time this Monday. As I'm speaking to you, Nifty just crossed 20,200 levels. These are remarkable milestones and it's got everyone buzzing. It's quite significant how the Indian markets are performing despite facing a multitude of challenges and concerns on the global stage. The global economic landscape is currently marred by fears of recession. Uncertainty looms large and investors around the world are treading cautiously. Crude oil prices, a crucial factor affecting economies worldwide, have surged past the $90 per barrel mark. The surge has created ripples across the financial markets as it typically translates into higher costs for businesses and consumers. The US dollar, considered the world's strongest and the most influential currency, has been on the rise. A stronger US dollar can often lead to capital outflows from emerging markets like India, which can put downward pressure on local currencies and stock markets. Yet, the Indian market seems to be defying all of these challenges and has shown an incredible ability to weather these stormy conditions. Moreover, the persistent talks of markets being overpriced have not deterred investors from participating actively in the Indian stock market. This suggests there is a strong belief in the underlying growth potential of Indian companies. While we have spoken about the factors that propelled Nifty to hit 20,000 in our DITM, in this episode, let's explore the intriguing journey of the Nifty50 index and also talk about some fun, interesting facts. The National Stock Exchange, or Nifty50, commonly referred to as Nifty, is indeed one of the most prominent stock market indices in India. It is composed of the 50 top performing stocks listed on the NSE. These 50 stocks are selected based on various factors, including market capitalization, liquidity, and historical performance. Nifty is often considered a barometer of the Indian stock market and is used to benchmark to gauge the overall health and performance of the Indian economy. It represents a diverse range of sectors and industries, which makes it a reliable indicator of the broader stock market trends and economic conditions in India. The India story is perhaps best summarized in the following snapshot of the Nifty's composition. So let's talk about the Nifty story. The benchmark index was launched back in November 1995 with a base value of 1000. As seen on the chart, it took Nifty50 9 years to hit 2000. It almost took 22 years to reach the 10,000 mark, but the index started to gallop post 2017, taking just over 6 years to add another 10,000 points. In this remarkable journey, the index encompassed 15 different sectors. Remarkably, 14 of these sectors made substantial contributions, collectively adding an impressive 10,051 points to the index progress. However, one sector had a slightly negative impact, subtracting 51 points from the Nifty50 index. The financial sector plays a pivotal role in the development of a strong and resilient financial system. The sector serves as the backbone of an economy by providing essential equity and credit facilities. These services, in turn, are catalysts for the nation's growth and prosperity. So, the undisputed star performer during this journey has been the financial services sector. It has taken the lead as the top performing sector for the Nifty50 index over the years, making a significant contribution of 3,400 points to the index journey from 10,000 to 20,000. This demonstrates the sector's robust growth and its pivotal role in driving the index upward trajectory and the Indian economy. Not far behind are the information technology and oil, gas and consumable sector, both of which have played a crucial role in propelling the Nifty50 to new heights. The information technology sector added an impressive 1,882 points, highlighting its ever-increasing importance in the Indian economy. Similarly, oil, gas and consumable sector contributed 1,545 points. However, every story has its contrast. And in this journey, the media, entertainment, and publication sector emerged as the sole sector with a slightly negative impact. The sector deducted 51 points from the Nifty 50 index. This sector has faced various challenges, including changes in consumer behavior driven by digitalization and streaming services. Over the past decade, the Indian equity market has undergone numerous structural reforms, and in tandem, the composition of the Nifty 50 has undergone several alterations. These changes reflect the dynamic nature of the Indian economy and financial markets. Now, let's take a closer look at the top 5 sectors within the Nifty 50, which carry the highest weightage among the 14 sectors represented in the index. These sectors are financial services, information technology, oil, gas, and consumable fuels, fast moving consumer goods, and the automobile and auto components. The financial service sector takes the lead in terms of the weightage within the Nifty, with its share growing significantly from 19.7% in 1995 to approximately 38% in June 2023. Following closely is the information technology sector. Interestingly, this sector had no presence in the Nifty back in 1995. Yet today, it stands as one of the key drivers of the Indian economy, with its weight in the Nifty increasing to 12.7% in June 2023. On the other hand, we witness shifts in other sectors' weightages. For instance, the fast-moving consumer goods sector, which held a substantial share of the Nifty 50 in 1995, has seen a decline from 19% to 9.8% as of June 2023. Similarly, the metals and mining sector, which was once the third largest sector in Nifty 50 in 1995, has experienced a significant decrease in weight, plummeting from 10.9% in 1995 to just 3.5% in 2023. These fluctuations underscore the ever-changing landscape of the Indian economy and how the Nifty 50 adapts to reflect the current dynamics and trends within the market. Another interesting fact is that there are still 12 companies that are a part of Nifty 50 today since its inception. These companies are SBI, HDFC, Bajaj Auto, Reliance Industries, ICICI Bank, Tata Steel, Hindustan Lever, to name a few. In a nutshell, these insights offer a captivating peek into the diverse sectors that make up the Nifty 50 index and how they've influenced its path to the impressive 20,000 point milestone. It's a testament to the intricate and ever-changing nature of the Indian stock market, showcasing its dynamic landscape. For us as long-term investors, it's truly captivating to be a part of this remarkable journey and witness the fruitful outcomes of wealth creation that it brings. It underscores the rewarding nature of staying invested and being patient in the world of finance. The 18th G20 Summit of 2023 recently was concluded in New Delhi, marking the first ever G20 Summit hosted by the country. The summit's theme, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, is rooted in ancient Sanskrit text, which implies one earth, one family, one future. Well, now, talking about the G20, it was founded back in 1999 and over the years has transformed into a premier forum for international economic cooperation. It plays an important role in shaping and strengthening global architecture and governance on all major international economic issues. The G20, or Group of 20, is an intergovernmental forum comprising 19 sovereign countries and the European Union. The G20 members represent around 85% of the global GDP, over 75% of global trade, and about 2/3 of the world population. Moreover, a new member was added in this summit and was given a full membership, now making it a set of 21 full members. The recently concluded G20 had India play the role of a host, resulting in various deals, pacts, and other cooperation between global leaders. A few outcomes of the meeting are as follows. Before this development, the G20 had only one African member, which was South Africa. However, during the Delhi Summit of the G20, the African Union, representing 55 countries on the African continent, was granted full membership, similar to how the European Union is represented. India has effectively positioned itself as an advocate for developing and underdeveloped nations, aligning this stance with its aspirations for a permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council. New Delhi is actively seeking support from the African continent, which holds 55 crucial votes to bolster its pursuit of this goal. Additionally, India extended invitations to Nigeria, Egypt, and Mauritius as part of the guest countries attending the G20 summit. All 83 paragraphs of the 2023 G20 New Delhi's Leaders' Declaration were unanimously approved, achieving a remarkable 100% consensus even with China and Russia in agreement. Notably, This declaration stood out by containing no footnotes or a chair summary, marking a historic moment. Within these 83 paragraphs, multiple agreements pertaining to the finance track were embedded. Furthermore, it featured 8 paragraphs addressing the conflict in Ukraine and its subsequent economic implications. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman highlighted the achievements of the Indian G20 presidency, emphasizing a concrete strategy for strengthening multilateral development banks, a clear path for regulating cryptocurrencies, and the deployment of digital public infrastructure to enhance financial inclusion. She also underscored the importance of a faster debt relief plan for vulnerable nations and placing a strong emphasis on several key priorities. The G20 nations collectively contribute to approximately 80% of global emissions. This very issue required urgent attention to address the rising temperatures and climate change, as was evident at the summit. Although the leaders at the G20 Summit did not reach a consensus on the phase out of fossil fuels, they did launch the Global Biofuel Alliance. The Global Biofuel Alliance is a new organization aimed at promoting the development and adoption of sustainable biofuels along with the establishment of relevant standards and certification. Furthermore, the G20 nations also agreed to pursue and encourage efforts to triple renewable energy capacity globally through existing targets and policies. They also expressed a commitment to demonstrating similar ambition with respect to other zero and low emission technologies, including abatement and removal technologies in line with the national circumstances by 2030. In a bid to meet the temperature goal of the Paris Agreement, the G20 countries noted the need of $5.8 to $5.9 trillion in the pre-2030 period for developing countries, as well as the need of $4 trillion per year for clean energy technologies by 2030 to reach net zero emissions by 2050. It called for substantial increase in climate funding, transitioning from billions to trillions of dollars. India, during its G20 presidency, has been pushing for global coordination on cryptocurrency regulation. Cryptocurrencies in India and worldwide are mostly unregulated. In 2017, the RBI had banned cryptocurrencies, but the Supreme Court overturned this decision in 2020. In 2021, India proposed a bill for crypto regulation, but Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman stated it would only proceed with global consensus. This drove India's focus on cryptocurrencies during its G20 presidency. Just before the G20 Summit in New Delhi, the IMF and FSB released a paper requested by India, highlighting the need for comprehensive crypto regulation to address risks to macroeconomic and financial stability. The G20 nations have endorsed principles prioritizing the protection of monetary sovereignty. They won't recognize crypto assets like Bitcoin as legal tender. Instead, the focus is on licensing and registration for crypto issuers to ensure financial stability without mentioning a crypto ban. They plan to implement the crypto asset reporting framework and swiftly amend the common reporting standard to bring transparency and differentiate between investments and payments. CARF mandates standardized tax reporting on crypto transactions for automatic exchange to taxpayers' home jurisdictions. This means Indian crypto transactions on foreign exchanges will be subject to CARF, making it harder to conceal them. Amended CRS rules also enhance tax transparency for foreign financial accounts. It is commendable to introduce global governance norms in this volatile sector of the crypto market. But establishing global standards is one thing and enforcing them presents an entirely different challenge. During the G20 Summit in New Delhi, a memorandum of understanding was signed among governments of India, the US, Saudi Arabia, the European Union, UAE, France, and Germany and Italy to establish the India Middle East Europe Economic Corridor. IMEC is envisioned as a network of transportation routes encompassing railways and sea lanes. Its primary objective is to promote economic development by fostering integration between Asia, the Arabian Gulf, and Europe. The corridor would help to physically tie together a vast stretch of the globe, which will boost trade, improve digital connectivity, and enable more trade among countries, including energy products. While none of the parties involved in the project explicitly mentioned it, the new corridor is poised to rival China's ambitious Belt and Road Initiative. This alliance is perceived as a viable alternative to China's BRI, which has steadily established global connectivity linkages with the Chinese market through extensive shipping, rail, and road networks since its inception 10 years ago. Lastly, Prime Minister Modi proposed a virtual session in November in a bid to track the progress of proposals submitted and suggestions discussed at the summit. Additionally, The G20 presidency gavel was handed to Brazilian president as Brazil takes over the mantle of the presidency of the elite grouping on December 1st this year. In conclusion, the 2023 G20 Summit in New Delhi has left a significant imprint on international relations, economics, and climate action. It underscores India's growing influence on the global stage and sets the stage for cooperative efforts to address pressing global challenges while fostering economic growth and connectivity. The world will be watching closely as these agreements and initiatives evolve and contribute to be shaping the future of our interconnected world. With that, this is me, Rahul Hassan, signing off. Have a great day and stay safe.
Did you like watching this video? Then download our app, Informed Investor, to watch more such informative and interesting videos.